This is Batman. Security level Omega. Password Delta Charlie-27-5-1939. Enable new.
There's an episode of Justice League Unlimited where the team finds out that Batman has contingency plans on how to kill them if it ever came down to it. And they're all pissed at Bruce the whole episode. And Superman speaks up and he was like, I expect him to do that. And he's the only person on this team that I trust to have that contingency plan, because I know he would only use it unless it's absolutely necessary. And none of you have the foresight to think that that's something that's needed. And instead of like, Bruce being like, he's just like, whatever, just walks out.
Will incapacitate him with brief exposure, and prolonged exposure would, in all probability, be fatal.
Gobbs. Hey, look, man. Johnny Gobbs got ripped and took a walk off a roof, all right? No big loss.
Oh, man.
I remember 1989 and waiting in line for like 3 hours to see Tim Burton's Batman. Getting to the point in the beginning of the movie where all these criminals are like talking about Batman and about like this legend of the Bat. Some believe it, some don't believe it. But then you see in the background, you actually see Batman for the first time. And he chases these two guys down. And he's about to drop one guy off the roof. He's like, no, I want you to tell everybody about me. And the guy asks who he is. And then you get that iconic line.
I'm Batman.
That would get repeated over and over again in other movies. But it didn't even matter because this was Batman on the screen. And you got to remember, it's campy, yeah, but our comp was Adam West. So this was completely a different take on Batman.
When Batman gets trapped under like all that rubble and Dick reaches his hand and pulls him out, I don't know, 11-year-old Randell lost his mind because I was a huge Robin fan, even though Chris O'Donnell was like 29 years old. He should have been Nightwing at that point if that's what we're going to do.
So we'd gotten the I'm Batman line in a bunch of different movies, and this is a new take on Batman. There's a scene in the Metro where these clown face guys are harassing somebody, and you just hear these footsteps coming down a hallway, and Matt Reeves is pushing into the shadow, and then you see Batman for the first time. And they ask who he is, and then there's a fight, and then you expect him to say, I'm Batman, but he doesn't.
I'm vengeance.
And you just know, oh, this is going to be something completely different than we've seen before.
Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds. Lawrence?
When Jack Nicklaus is dancing to the Prince songs, yep, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Also, that soundtrack is phenomenal. Phenomenal soundtrack. Yeah. Absolutely phenomenal. Love it.
Give him a shake. Hit him, splash.
This is such a legendary performance that Heath Ledger gave, and to see finally Joker and Batman in a room together, and to realize that Joker needs Batman, and in a way Batman probably needs Joker.
And you didn't disappoint.
It's really easy to see this movie from Joker's point of view, and in that case maybe Batman's the bad guy, but these two are both the two sides of the same coin, which is really crazy because you have Harvey Dent as Two-Face in this movie, and it's kind of this dichotomy of flipped coins. It's just absolutely brilliant.
And why do you want to kill me? I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No, you complete me.
How could you keep something like this from me?
You weren't exactly honest with me either.
But you
New
told
Batman
me.
Adventures,
He knew.
and there's an episode where Tim Drake is talking to
But it was
Dick
your place to put her
Grayson
in danger.
It
about
wasn't like
why
that.
he's
I
no
lied
longer
to you.
Robin.
You think you did.
They're just having this conversation about why he can no longer be Robin, and
Pull strings.
Dick is basically saying like he just didn't trust me.
I thought we had the same goals.
Things change. I changed. The game's over, Batman. I quit.
Robin, wait.
As much as like it should have turned into like a partnership, he was still treating me like I was his son. And I think it, and I love it because I hate Damian Wayne. I hate Damian Wayne with a passion. I think he's the worst idea that they've ever introduced in the Batman comic book. His son is Dick Grayson. He didn't need a clone son that Talia gave birth to. Dick Grayson is his son.
You still haven't forgiven him?
Theatricality and deception. Powerful agents to the uninitiated. But we are initiated, aren't we, Bruce? Members of the League of Shadows.
We both had this scene on our lists. Bane being so relentless in his fight with Bruce, letting Bruce beat on him, the whole Bruce using his deception, using his smoke bombs, turning the lights out, and Bane not being fazed by any of it because they both come from the same place. And then he finally breaks him. Literally, he breaks him. Now we know that Bruce has got to, make his way back, obviously. But this is a moment that we thought we would never see, even though it's pretty much right out of the comics. But to see this on film and to watch this happen is absolutely heart-wrenching, and it's probably one of the most devastating moments in any Batman film.
I was wondering what would break first. Your spirit? Oh, your buddy!
Well, here I am.
The fight between Batman and Superman. Batman is my favorite hero. So the fact that he beat the brakes off Superman for 90% of that fight made me happy. Made me so happy. I just wish they would have included more lines from the Dark Knight comic book. Like when he says, I just want you to remember this moment, Clark. I want you to remember it was me. I wish that would have been it. But because these idiots rushed it, you couldn't do it. It would have never made sense because they barely know each other. And had they taken the time and at least built it up, they could have included the line and it would have worked. But we don't get that.
You were never even a man.
We both initially had this on this list. This fight is absolutely insane, and it really gives you a different take on Batman. We all doubted Ben Affleck. We should not have. His Batman is my absolute favorite take on the character, and this scene, this fight scene, just shows you how brutal Batman can be, and that he is take no prisoners, no holds barred. I'm going to do what I need to do, and I don't care about these guys. It was just absolutely incredible, not pulling any punches. Just seriously the best fight in a Batman movie.
Gentlemen, Let's broaden our minds. Lawrence?
Give me the shade.